that overpriced Audi, which is no way to future-proof anything, is it? It's just making a very expensive.
Audi are going up market.
Well, they're up market up to a point, but that's like mega up market, isn't it?
Well, I don't really see the point, James, because I mean, you can already buy an Audi A6, all right, it's an RS6 estate, but they've got one RS6 estate, which is 178,000 quid or something
Yeah,
before bits. So you put a steering wheel and a stereo in it, and it's 200,000 quid for an A6 estate.
yeah,
All right, it's got 700 and something horsepower, whatever it is, but still 200 grand for an Audi estate. I mean, come on.
yeah,
Um, like the I mean they've got Lamborghini, they've got Bentley. I mean, how much further up market do they want to take Audi before it becomes completely untenable?
mm,
I mean, all their cars are considerably more expensive than the other brands that they have, Skoda, Seat, and Volkswagen. Okay, the perceived quality is higher, but actually the reliability record is lower. I think Skoda have the best reliability record of the VW Group companies. So not really sure what they're going to achieve by going further up market and who's going to buy them. Mind you, they certainly know a lot more than we do, so maybe they're right. Maybe there is a market. Maybe they can do it. But they said what cars they're going to be building. I think the picture they used was a coupe, wasn't it? It was a nice
yeah.
looking coupe.
No, that's right.
Yeah, probably. Do you know what? They did a great mock-up of a modern day Quattro. You know, the UR Quattro
Mm,
built in the 80s,
yeah.
and it looked amazing. I think there's definitely a market for that, but you know, 200,000 quid. I don't know. They're pushing it a bit, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. No, it just seems mad. As you say, that explains why we don't work in marketing departments of big car companies, because we'd have nice little light, fun cars to drive. I really do think a lot of people that run car companies don't seem to like cars very much. I think that's extremely
Yeah,
obvious, especially when it comes to the design. It's a bit like BMW really lost their mojo when it comes to designing nice cars. That's what they used to do. You know, they're extremely pretty cars since the 1960s onwards, and then in the last few years they've just lost it completely. So you just think, who is running these car companies? And again, we can just touch on Jaguar. I'm not quite sure who's in charge there. It just seems absolute madhouse, really, doesn't it? It just seems people who have no appreciation for history, all their customers, just seem to be thinking, yeah, we'll just make one of these, and people will go and buy it, won't they? Because the Jaguar stuff that's going massively up market. I don't know who's going to have all this money because we look around. What people really need are future-proof cars. They don't need cars that are going to cost £200,000 and probably be worth half that in a year.
well, the magic word you use there is want and
Mm,
need. You
yeah,
said need. People don't need cars like this. You're right. They don't need cars like this. They want cars like this.
yeah,
And that's the problem between need and want. You want what you want and you have what you want until you're no longer able to have what you want, and then you get what you need. And what we do is we tell people how to get what they need. So really, we're appealing to people that simply want something to do a job, something that's fit for purpose, and maybe won't impress the neighbours. But you know what? I've never been bothered about impressing people with the car. It's more about, I mean, I can find something to like in a 2 grand car like that Lexus I've just bought. I mean, I drove it for 2 or 3, well, 3 days last week and absolutely loved it.
mm,
And at the end of those 3 days, I'd have been quite happy to stay in that car and carry on driving it. And it cost two
absolutely.
thousand quid. Mind you, I just gave away the price, didn't I?
Yeah, but don't worry
So,
about it.
yeah. But I mean, that's a ridiculous car for the money. And if
Yeah.
anybody's wondering what it is, there's a couple of videos on the Lexus, and yeah, I paid 2,000 quid for that car. I got it. I got it off a friend of mine who was going to chop it into We Buy Any Car, and he let me have it for the same price, which is very kind of him. And it's an astonishing car for the money. So yeah, I mean, back to where we were.
Although the
Yes,
amazing thing about that Lexus was, Bradley, is that you did say if anybody, gets it right on the nose, I'll give you the car. So they've now missed that opportunity to have a free Lexus. But never mind.
true. So yeah, I mean, wanting and needing are the two big things. You don't need a £250,000 car. Nobody needs a £250,000 car. They want it, which is fine. You know, you pay your money, take your choice. But what worries me is all the people that are going out and financing these things. And then, you know, we're not in the best of shape. Keith Starling's going to do his best to bugger things up, and he's going to make it more and more difficult for people to have these cars. Anybody that's going out and buying cars like that, I think they're leaving themselves open, especially if they're on 3-4 year finance deals that they can't get out of. They're leaving themselves open to massive changes in taxation, whereby they can get absolutely shafted. So I do worry about the people that are doing that. And you know what? There's an incredible smug feeling of driving around in a car that does a great job and has cost you bugger all. I mean, that Lexus costs less than a month's finance payments on a flash car, and you own it. And you know what? When I come to sell that Lexus, I know I'll get more than 2,000 quid for it, because I'll do a few jobs to it. I'll make it nicer. I'll put some decent tyres on it. And by the time I've finished with it, the paintwork will be better. The tyres will be better. It'll be well serviced, well looked after. And I'll end up making a few hundred quid, I'd have thought. I mean, it's not the point. But the point is, it doesn't cost me anything. Please like and subscribe.